welcome to PinCommerce. This is a bonus module. PinCommerce is a Pinterest advertising and direct response sales funnel platform brought to you by my company, Smart Marketer. And what we're doing is pinning things, advertising them, and then making some profit. So you must watch the lead-in training webinar in weeks 1 through 4 for anything that I'm going to say right now to make sense to you. So if you haven't watched, I mean, look, you'll still get it, you'll still understand it, but if you haven't watched weeks 1 through 4, I highly suggest that you do that because that's the meat of the training. This is really just an update, a bonus call, and talk about what we've learned in the last couple of weeks, and also to show you sort of some of the results of these recent customers, what happens when you generate a bunch of customers, which we've been doing on Pinterest ads, and to talk about some things that people wanted to know about, such as productivity and delegation and how to get things done. So we'll talk a lot about that as well. Quick recap, we're running traffic to a pre-sale page. We're running traffic from Pinterest and Facebook and Google. We talked about all 3 of those traffic sources in this training program so far. Driving to the same sales funnel, which is a pre-sale article designed to engage someone in a conversation and allude to a solution, and that solution is your product. And the case study that we were using in the course was directing people to our Shopify e-commerce store, though we also direct people over to our Amazon business, as was showed in Module 3, and as well as to long-form sales pages. Just like here over to Amazon, and that's actually a Facebook ad that you see there. And here over to an opt-in over to Amazon, which we showed you how to drop retargeting pixels and stuff like that, as well as the sort of basic sales funnel, which is traffic source to a pre-sale engagement page, and you retarget those people with content. If they make it over to the sales page, you retarget them with more product and sort of direct response advertising, and then you send them through a checkout sequence and follow up with them. And I'll show you a little bit of results from the follow-up here today. So 2 things, traffic source and a sales funnel. Now, what have we learned since PinCommerce? What have we learned since the beta ended? Well, we've learned some really interesting things that somewhat contradict what we taught. So that's why it's good, as I mentioned, you guys are the beta group, and things are changing. This is a brand new advertising system, and things are, we're still discovering things and figuring them out. And so I'm going to show you what we figured out since, since the course ended a couple weeks ago. So you can go wide, but not too wide. Here's what I mean by that. I'm going to open up my browser here. Going to kind of just zoom it in a little bit so you can see a little bit better here. Let's get a little zoomage, and I'm going to pop over to Pinterest Analytics. Let me just make sure you guys can see my screen. I didn't actually check that you were able to see it. Go ahead and just let me know if my screen's showing. Okay, everyone said yes, beautiful, you can see my screen, thank you. So this is Pinterest Analytics, right? And when you go to analytics.pinterest.com, what they'll show you is your Pinterest profile, your audience, the activity, and what I'm most interested in is my audience, so I'll click on that. Now when you get here, they're going to be like, these are the monthly viewers you have. I got a couple million people a month. This is how many of them are engaged, so about, small percentage of them. Tells you where they are and stuff, but what I don't care about any of that. What I care about is their interests. So here, this tells me the other things on Pinterest that my people are interested in. So hairstyles, makeup, fashion, nails, eye makeup, casual outfits, DIY, recipes, braids, right? And then it's like, brands that your people are interested in. So this could actually help you with Facebook. You can target these brands on Facebook. But then when you click into this, right, when you click into hairstyles, when you click into it, it's going to show you all the subcategories of that. Short girl hairstyles, kinky hairstyles, kinky curly, that is, hair weaves, natural hair, right? So if I go back out of here and I click into like nails, it's going to show me all the subcategories of nails, right? And what these are, as we discussed in week 4, I believe, is keywords. All this subcategories are all the keywords. And so what I wanted to find out was how wide can I go? If my people are interested in hairstyles and makeup and fashion and nails and eye makeup and casual outfits, well then can I advertise to them? Can I run ads? By the way, I'm now spending about $1,000 a day, which is cool. Can I run ads? How wide will Pinterest let me go? I'm running my pre-sale article is about makeup, but what can I run? Can I run skincare keywords? Can I run beauty keywords? Can I run recipe keywords? Can I run hairstyle keywords? Like, what can I run? And so basically what I discovered was, like, I tried to run recipes and fashion and dresses and DIY, and those didn't work. They disapproved them, right? When you click on here, they gave me a little bit of traffic, right? At the beginning, just a little bit, but then they didn't. They disapproved it because it wasn't relevant. However, what's interesting is that I was able to go fairly wide in some cases. Like, let's click in here and let's take a look at this promoted pin and see if this is one that I went pretty wide on. Yeah, older women hairstyles, old ladies hair, women hairstyles over 40. Older ladies fashion, right? So I could do some fashion and hairstyle keywords and they let it slide. And over here, I was able to target beauty. I'm just running for the keyword beauty. If we click into this promoted pin, which by the way, I need to actually come over here and let's click on spend. So look at how much cheaper this promoted pin is per click than this one. So, and no conversions on this one. This one's got 13 conversions. So I'm going to go ahead, come in here, and I'm going to pause this promoted pin. Actually, I'll let it run for a little bit longer. It's only had $12 in spend. Yes, let's take a look at this keyword. Actually, this promoted pin. It's only targeting beauty, just beauty tip, beauty keywords, and it's working. So basically, my point is that what you want to do is you want to find the most relevant keywords first and run your ads for those, and then look at your analytics and go wider. And you'll be able to go, you just go as wide as you can, and then see what gets disapproved, and then make decisions from there. And I'll break down some of these more campaigns in a moment here. We'll go back to what else we learned. That iPads are great for scale, iPad only. So you'll notice that we've got a couple iPad only campaigns, Makeup Tips iPad, Anti-Aging iPad. Let's hop in here. And basically what this is, if I open up this promoted pin, and we'll just edit the promoted pin so we can see. So it's all these anti-aging keywords, but the device, I'm only targeting iPads, right? Women in all locations, but I'm only targeting iPad. And what's interesting is that it's a great placement, right? I've been able to spend about $150 a day so far on this particular placement, and this is new. Check this out. They're showing conversions on a per keyword level. That's amazing. They weren't showing that before. That's brand new. That's awesome. That's really fantastic. Look at that. That keyword sucks. I should get rid of that keyword. Wow, that's powerful, you guys. Oh my goodness. They told me they were not going to roll that out, but now we've got conversions on a per keyword level. That's really amazing. That's really amazing. But look at how cheap these clicks are. 12-cent clicks on the iPad. And you can scale out any web campaign that works over to iPad only. Basically what I did was I took my web campaign that was working and I just did it on iPads only. So iPads are really great for scale and they convert well. So I'm actually going to scale all these out onto iPad. Man, that's incredible. I love that we have now conversion tracking on a keyword level. Let's look at spend here. Let's grab into this one. Let's click on. You have to click onto one of these things. This one has spent $2,300. You have to click in the actual pin itself. Then you click on spend. You obviously have to have conversion tracking set up, which we talked about. And look at this one. Like, this keyword sucks, right? $178 for one conversion, $182 for one conversion. Those keywords are terrifying. So I need to get rid of those. But look at this one. 7 conversions for $150. Heck yeah, that's nice. So anyways, that's cool. And by the way, if you don't have access to promoted pins yet, don't worry. I've been saying this from the start. Look, Pinterest is brand new. Facebook came out 6 years ago, and we're still crushing it on Facebook. So, what you're learning in this course is direct response advertising and sales funnels and retargeting and ad copy, and you're learning what it takes to be a successful e-commerce business owner. Whether or not you're using Facebook or Pinterest or Google or whatever for your traffic source doesn't matter. So, be patient. Here's something fascinating that we discovered. Impression count seems to be absolutely irrelevant. Here's what I mean by that. Take a look at this. Look at this promoted pin, right? I'm spending. Let's just go back. Let's just see what the spend is on this in this campaign. Let's go back out here for a second. So we'll just go to anti-aging thing. look at our spend, see if it can load up for a moment, refresh it, take a look at our spend, set over here to spend. So we're spending $350 a day on this one pin here, this one little promoted pin set here, campaign. Probably, $4,000 or whatever in the last couple weeks. This just one, right? Now, when you click into one of these promoted pins, what's fascinating, if I click Edit Promoted Pin, is it's saying these keywords are only getting 5,000 weekly impressions, under 5,000. However, this campaign is spending the most money of any campaign that I have. So what I discovered was that their estimated weekly impressions mean nothing, because I got other ones, for example. It's fascinating, right? Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Let's look at like Makeup Tips pre-sale article, the original one that we were running, right? When we click into this one, and now my computer decided to be a little bit slow for some reason. Click in here, hop into one of these guys, edit the promoted pin. It's claiming that it's got 96,000 weekly impressions. However, I can't seem to spend more than $50 a day on this one. So, their weekly impressions don't really mean anything, it turns out. So the whole shoot for 100,000 weekly impressions is now not really the best advice. Now it's just, load up relevant targeted keywords into some campaigns and run as many of you as you can. And now that we have conversion tracking, now of course if you're running to Amazon you don't have that, but now you can really load them up, right? Which is kind of sweet. So what else have we learned here? Mix it up when your CTRs start to dip. So if you notice on a promoted pin, let's go back. Now my computer wants to be slow, unfortunately. But anyways, I'll show you some of these mix-up. Basically what I mean is mix up your promoted pin, mix up your ad creative, right? These are all different ad creatives that we're running, because what you'll notice is that over time, your campaign will start to dip. The effectiveness of your campaign, of your promoted pin, click-through rate on that promoted pin will start to dip, and your price per click will go up. So you want to mix up your promoted pin, and you just kind of got to watch it and see when it starts to dip, and then put in a new piece of ad creative there. All right, so those are the updates on what's going on the promoted pin side. Now, we had some discussion on the last training. I was kind of talking to you guys about tools that you can use in your business, and it was a great training for that if you want to know all the great tools out there for an e-commerce business. But one of the things that people were really interested in is like, hey man, you run multiple 7-figure businesses, 8-figure businesses. How are you getting stuff done? What are you using? What kind of special secret sauce are you using to get things done? And I have been through a number of different platforms that we've used to run our business. Everything from LeanKit to MavenLink to Podio to Trello to all kinds of stuff. And it turns out that the best setup that we have come across, the one that we're using to this day that is like allowing us to flourish, is like the simplest thing you could ever imagine. We use a tool called Slack, and we use that in conjunction with one other tool. And this is how we run all of our businesses right now. And I think that people get all like, they want to make things too complicated. And essentialism is where it's at. You don't need complicated. You just need stuff that does the job. So what Slack is this tool. It's kind of like Dropbox combined with Skype. It's a team communication messaging application, and you've got these little things on the left which are your channels, and you can set up channels, like for example the development channels highlighted here. So it's me talking to Nick, who's our lead developer, about what's going on in development. You can share files, and so we have channels for each different business. You can see approval. I got an approvals channel, so when my team has something they need me to approve, they drop it in there and then I approve it. I've got this blog worth watching channel that drops in posts from every one of the blogs I follow, and I'll show you how that works. And you can have so you can have a channel for each different business or each different part of your business, right? Like your designers, your developers, your employees, right? You can create a channel for each different communication thing. And the way we break it up is based on different businesses and also things like design and development and approvals and stuff like that. You can do direct messaging. so you can directly message anyone on there. You can do file sharing. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can do RSS integration. So like the way that works is this thing called, you basically set up what's called an RSS integration inside of Slack. It's really simple to do, and then you connect all your favorite blogs, and then they all drop into the same channel, and then that way, anytime you want to read a post, it just drops right in that channel. So we're using Slack to do most of our internal team communication. We don't do, Skype stays closed, so we don't get bothered by anyone. Our email stays closed, and we do all of our communicating through messaging in Slack. So no more emails, no more text, no more Skype, just Slack. And we use that in conjunction with Evernote. So we have these weekly team meetings a couple times a week, and in those team meetings, we basically just do a bullet list. And it's a bullet list of what needs to happen, who's going to do it, and when. And then we do all of our communication over here inside of Slack about what we talked about to need to get done on the team meeting, and then we have another team meeting a couple days later, and anything that was on the list of bullets of what needed to happen that didn't actually get done gets moved on to the bullet list for this team meeting, and it goes into the bullets. Okay, this still needs to be done, and we're essentially just doing lists on every other day basis of what's supposed to be getting done and who's doing it, and then we're using Slack to communicate. And essentialism is really, really underrated. You don't need a whole lot of crap. All you need is what needs to happen, who's going to do it, and when it's going to get done, and a way for people to communicate. And it really, I mean, I'm on our team. We've got to have 15 or 20 different people, maybe 30 on there between all the different devs and stuff like that. And we're not using project management. We're not using any of that stuff anymore. We were using all that stuff, and we've simplified it, and we're much more productive. So simpler is better. Slack and Evernote is all you need to run a 7 or even 8-figure business. So there you go. Here's some other things. Have a digital calendar. If you are still using a paper calendar, you need to get yourself an iCal or a Google Calendar, because it's going to make you be able to be a lot more effective and actually be able to keep track of what you're doing when. Start early and end early. It doesn't matter how much you work. It matters what you get done. And science has proven that you're able to get more stuff done earlier in the day. You literally have more willpower as a person. Go read a book called Willpower. Google it on Amazon. Search it. It's called Willpower. It'll talk to you all about this and the science behind it, and why working on things earlier in the day makes it easy, the important stuff early. So start early, end early. Don't work till your eyes bleed. Don't work 25-hour days, you know what I mean, or 15-hour days. Work a good solid 6, 7, 8 hours, 5 hours, 9, work a good work day, because you have to work hard, but you also have to work smart. So start early, and also move your ass, man. Move your body. You will not be effective. You live inside of your body. And if you want your business to go well, you've got to treat your body well. Your brain only functions as good as as well as the blood that your body pumps to it. And if your body's not moving, you are severely hurting your chances of having as successful of a business as you can. So you need to get some kind of movement regimen in. It's far more important than your diet. Your diet is important, don't get me wrong, but movement is more important, in my opinion. So you got to move. Let's talk about some Google Analytics stuff. That's what I got for you on productivity. Analytics dashboards, I would recommend going to econsultancy.com/blog/ I'll just leave this up here so you can pull out your iPhone and take a picture of that real quick. Just leave that up for a second. All right. And that is, where is that? That is here. 10 useful dashboards. And the reason I'm showing this is you guys wanted to know about Google Analytics. Well, there's these things called dashboards inside of Google Analytics. I'll show you that in a moment. That allow you to quickly have a glance at what's going on. And these are custom dashboards. Like, for example, I really like this. E-commerce dashboard. So if you click on the link, what it does is it's going to load that right into your Google Analytics for you. Of course, you need to have e-commerce tracking enabled and stuff like that. But analytics dashboards are a really great tool. And the other thing is, so basically when you're looking at your analytics, you can come over here to dashboards, and then you can look at your dashboard, right? So you can see UK e-commerce conversion rate, your total revenue in this time period in the last month, the number of transactions, the average order value, the per visit value, where your traffic's coming from. So you get a nice clean dashboard and that's that e-commerce one that I just showed you. Some really good stuff on there, but of course you have to have Google Analytics e-commerce tracking set up. And if you're just doing like blogging and stuff like that, there's dashboards for that. Now, people wanted to know about split testing. So my favorite tool for split testing is actually just Google Analytics Experiments. So you come over here to Experiments. You can create a new experiment. This is the experiment I was showing you guys last time that we're running on our pre-sale page. But basically, you just click on Create an Experiment, and then you title it whatever you want, and then you select a metric for it. And so you might want to be saying what page is going to give me the most revenue, or the most transactions, or what's going to bring me the most opt-ins if you're just tracking opt-ins. And if you're going to track opt-ins, you need a goal set up. So basically you need to come into Google Analytics, admin, and goals, and you need to create a goal, and you need to say, okay, opt-in. And for example, if you were running the campaign where we're opting people in before we go to Amazon, then you could track which pre-sale page was getting you the most opt-ins. Destination would be the type of goal, and then you would set the URL that they land on after they opt in before they go to Amazon as the goal, and you would create the goal. And that way, when you're setting up your experiment, you could say, I want to do this goal, and then go to next step. Well, actually, back here, we'll go back a step. Up here, you can set if you want 100% of your traffic, how much your traffic you actually want to go to that experiment. And then you put in your web pages. So, the URL of the first pre-sale page, the URL of the second pre-sale page, and even a third pre-sale page. Press next step, and then it's going to give you some code to put on your website, and you're up and running. And you can get some great experiments, like the one that we were running on our pre-sale page here. You can see the examples of the pages, right? This was the original page here. The one that we were running for the course, and then here was the one with the store at the bottom. We were running it, seeing if we put the actual store down the bottom of the pre-sale page, how that did, and then one with the shorter title. Now these are all showing the same page now because we've updated things, but basically then you can kind of see, okay, this one has the best conversion rate, and you can come over here, click on e-commerce, and you can see this one has the highest per visit value, $1 per visitor. Even though the average order value is lower, it's still, because it converts so much better, it's making more money per visitor, and you kind of see all that stuff. So I really like Google Analytics for all my reporting needs. And you can do a lot of YouTubing to find out cool stuff on Google Analytics. There's so much information on Google Analytics out there, but for split tests, you don't really need anything else. It does the job. So there you are. Now, all right, so that is that. Let's take a look now at Bren's page. So Bren, first thing I notice is that your logo is far too big. It's pushing down your header. I'm on a pretty big computer here, and it's 25% of my screen is your logo and header. So you really need a smaller logo so that your header is not so pushed down, because that's really hurting you. I like the headline, nice headline. I don't know if it's really sort of engaging enough, right? It's kind of like vegan and raw food experts develops protein-rich nut milk with hemp, question mark. It may be like, with secret ingredient, find out more below or something like that. But you could try it. Who is this? This doesn't really make sense to me, this subheadline. These were the words going through my mind. It's like my 204% body mood. Okay, that's fine. My energy levels, this is nice. I like the layout of this, nice image. My energy levels both mentally, and even though I tried to drink more water, exercise more, sleep more, couldn't seem to find the energy. I would bold this part, and I wouldn't necessarily bold these parts, because this looks like, you're giving people read the bolded stuff as they scroll. So you want to keep them engaged in the story. They don't care about drinking water and exercising more. They care about why you couldn't seem to find the energy to revitalize your life. So that's what I would bold there. Do you struggle with physical and mental exhaustion? I'd try to see if I can get a taller image that fills this space, because you got wasted white space here. dead simple refrigerator, no list, that revitalized my energy. I think that for these like that you could use the smaller font size here, and not so much smaller, but there is a font size that you can use on this page, like maybe that one, that will make, you could put all this, you could at least put this on one line, save yourself some space. I think that this, you might want to see if you can put this in a line here so that it doesn't take up all this space, because with all these bullets and no image here to the right, it kind of not going to work that well. It's a bunch of wasted space, so you want to figure out how to get rid of that. And I also think that the article is far too long before you transition into your pitch. I mean, it's great that you've got a nice transition into a pitch, but like we are like, we're quite a ways down before you make that transition. I wonder how many words this whole article is. Let's find out. I'm typing with one hand because I'm holding my microphone, so if my that's why I'm misspelling stuff. So let's take a look at how many characters your pre-sell is. No freaking way. Oh, I want to do a word count. Actually, I don't want to do a character count. That's not what I want. Sorry. We'll do a word count for you. There we go. Okay, so that's actually a pretty good size, 841 words. You're at a real nice size there. That's a good solid size, actually. So, I wonder if you could transition into the pitch somewhere a little higher. You know what? I would run it. Go ahead and run it. See how it does. It's a nicely written article. You've got real nice imagery. You've got a good solid sales video down the bottom. I do worry that your product price is only $11. So I wonder if you've got good, good solid reorder rates. And for an $11 product, you may not even need to run to Amazon. You can probably sell on your own site pretty easily for $11. So that's my only concern with that one. All right, let's take a look at some questions. Patrick wants to know if we can review his Dipsy Doodle page. Sure, go ahead and send it over, and I'll take a look at it. If I want to update my video or information, do I need to create a new page, or is it possible to edit the one I already published? You can edit it. You can just go into Lead Pages and click on Edit for that page. Have you ever tried targeting Android? And if so, how did that perform? I've never tried that. You might want to try that and see how it goes. I've never tried targeting Android. Larry says he's muted. Well, you're muted because I'm the only one talking. So let's see what's going on here. Kat wants that URL from earlier, so let's go back here. We'll just put that up for while I look at these questions. See if we can get it right on the screen there. There you go. How did the split test go for the ones you showed us? For example, the store on the pre-sale page. The one that had the store at the bottom of the pre-sale page converted the best for us. But then we ran another test where it didn't win in a different market. So I'm still not sure about that layout. I got to keep testing it on a few different markets before I come out and say it's an actual winner. All right, John wants to send me his Dipsy Doodle page to take a look at. Let's go ahead and grab that. All right, nice looking header here. So you see how John has his, he's got his headers nice and small. I do think you should have that phone number. I think that's a mistake not to have your phone number there. Let's take a look, make sure you got your other pages connected. Yep, nice pages connected there. Are the herbs you put in your food safe to eat? These 3 shopping practices may do more harm than good. Sounds like you copied the, you even kept our article. Okay, so it looks like you kind of just rewrote the article that I showed as a example. In fact, a lot of the content looks to be almost the same, which is fine, by the way, I don't care. So I think this article, let's see, it's a nice looking article. Are the herbs you put in your food safe easier than these herbs put in enhanced flavor? So basically you've just asked a question and asked another question, so this is kind of redundant. I think that instead of asking all these questions, here's another 3 questions, you need to just come out and say, the cilantro that you're using in your guacamole may be, you know, causing breast cancer or whatever. You need to come out and make a claim. Yeah, I recognize this copy. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks nice. I think it's a little dense. I think it's a little dense. You may want to make the font size a little bigger and see if you can reduce the copy because, again, you know, we're really far down this article. It's a really dense article before we are transitioning into your now you are given a 50% discount, which is real nice. So let's take a look at where you're sending them. I would see if there's a way that you can say all the stuff you're saying in much less words. And what I find is that there always is a way to cut a bunch of crap out. I like your lead box. Your lead box looks really nice, really well done. Use a nice green button as I suggested. And it looks like you are using the, it looks like you need probably to change that coupon code because that's the one that I put on the example page. You also are using my images, so it says Bee Friendly Skincare, so you probably want to take, you know, at least get your own image for this section here. It also says face and eye cream, so it looks like maybe you haven't even edited this web page here. I think probably that's what's going on. So you probably need to modify that page, put your own product there and all that. I do like this, and I do think that you can do quite well with it, though I think that you've got way too much content before the offer. I wonder how many words you have. Just feels like a really dense article, like you lost me. After all those questions, I was lost. So you want to kind of test it on your friends and see if you lose people. Let's take a look. So now we're at the offer. So let's see how many words come before the offer. Only 750 words. It's not that big of an article, though. Yeah, it's, I mean, total probably at 900 or 1,000. Every single day, more and more evidence. I just think that this thing needs to be less dense, right? You just are throwing all these big words out there. There's all kinds of ethylide and oxalide and this and that. I think that you could probably do with just this and then transition to the offer. Like, I don't think you need all of this evidence. I think you need to get rid of some of that stuff. But I think it's worth running, you know, and I think that your headline's not as strong. I might go with a headline of something like, is your guacamole toxic? Find out below, or something like that. Something a little bit more engaging than this. But a good first draft, and definitely run some traffic at it and see how it goes. And I think the reason why you're probably not getting as many click-throughs is because it's sort of dense before you get down to the offer, and you're probably not getting a whole lot of people consuming it and getting all the way down to that offer page. And you might want to do something like ClickTail or Hotjar. Hotjar would be the one I'd recommend, hotjar.com, to do some session tracking and kind of see you know, how far people are getting through your page before they're bailing. So there you go. Julia has given me her page to take a look at. Let's open that up. All right, that looks nice. Headline's not good enough. Needs to, you know, you need a better headline than that. And I think that, you know, you're saying, hey, look, it's 5 tips for a digestive spring clean. It's time to get things moving. Old stuff accumulates, yuck. I think you need to come out and be a little bit more direct about you're talking about cleaning. I'm sure you're talking about colon cleansing, right? Probiotics, cleaning your guts. So you might want to come right out and say that. This overlay is not readable. Spring clean for your body. You need to make that, you need a drop shadow on that text. You need that to be white. Can't really see that. So a better headline, better sub-headline that engages me more. If you don't clean things out, your health is affected. Please do something about it. Here are 5 tips to clean things out. It's like, it's not specific enough. What do you mean by clean things out? Do you mean that like my intestinal lining is causing me to have yeast in my body, and or like what? Like you just have to be more specific about the problem that you're solving. Clean things out doesn't really get me excited, but if you tell me that there's a problem that you're going to fix for me, then that gets me excited. I like that you're transitioning right into the offer here. That's nice. Love it. Coupon code. I think that this text is really hard to read for some reason, and this button is really hard to read, so you need to make that button green, change this text so it's more readable, get rid of all this crap around your product image because you can't even read it, and just put a bigger product image there, and see if you can maybe either get rid of the gray progress bar or download. Lead Pages has a green progress bar that you can download from them. So you need a better opt-in there. You need more if you're going to have the call to action here. But you need to work it in again before you get all the way back down here. So you need to work that call to action in 1 or 2 more times in here, and you need to tell them that they're getting a discount on it. Yeah, and 30% off, exactly. You need to have that somewhere higher. And you need another call to action down here below the video. So that's that. I think you've got a nice, good start here, but your page needs a little work. Nice start, though. All right, Patrick's going to send me down. This is a straight up, let's do some reviews, baby. Doing some reviews. Let's take a look. Now, your text is sort of gray for some reason. I wonder if you can figure out how to make this text black again. I don't know what you did, but the text is hard to read here. There's also not near enough bolding, and these paragraphs. These paragraphs are a little too big. I also don't know whether or not I like this Safe Grip. Okay, you're linking directly over to Amazon, probably through an associate's link. Yeah, I think that this is not the best article to sell this product. I think 5 tips to baking in your flawless tips to baking in your own kitchen. Preheat your oven, measuring, preheat your pans. What's the right utensil to use? A good pair of oven gloves. If you're going to have a good pair of oven gloves, then what you want to do is take that and put that like as number 2. A good pair of oven gloves right there, and then have the other ones, and then come down here and say more on oven gloves, and then talk more about your oven gloves. Because if you're just saying here's 5 tips for baking, I mean, like, I don't know how exciting that is to people who actually cook, right? Preheat your oven, measure your foods, prep your pans. I mean, that's like straight up baking 101. So I don't know if this content is exciting enough. You know, you might want to do something like the leading cause of injury to house moms is burned fingers, or what, I don't know. Come out with something a little bit more exciting. And if you're going to use this baking one, that's fine, but you're going to need this way up higher as like number 2 tip, because I don't know that people are going to really get through all this, because it's not the most sort of I like that you got a nice little video for this. This is cool here, holding Kohl's with it. That's pretty cool. What are other people saying? I mean, look, you got a lot of great sales content on here. You might even just want to get rid of all this crap and make this a straight up sales page and run it to a discount coupon for like 30% off, and have it be like, how to hold fire or something. I don't know. But I think that your content needs a little work. I think it's a little too plain Jane. But I do think it's a great start, and I love the design. I think you've really utilized design well on this page. Nice images, no extra white space, really nicely utilized design. Now you're given a coupon code there, but you're linking direct to the product over here. So that really you don't really want 2 calls to action. You want 1 call to action, one thing you're doing on this page. Now you got 2 offers happening. That's not a good idea. So pick one and stick with that. And test both, but test them separately on different pages. Don't have them coming from the same page. Brandon saying, what do you think about running other platform ads to your promoted pin? I mean, we run Facebook ads and Google ads to our pre-sale page. I don't know about running them to the actual pin itself. Like, for example, if you go like, let's take a look at this pin. So if I was to run Facebook traffic to this is basically the page I'd be running it to, right? The actual promoted pin itself. It's a really interesting idea, actually. Run Facebook ads to the Pinterest pin itself and let them click from the pin over to your pre-sale page. My initial thought on that would be that you'd lose so many people right here who would never make it over to the pre-sale page, and you can't drop a retargeting pixel on this page here. So I think that it probably wouldn't work, but it's an interesting article. Kevin wants to know if someone should be using their own URL, not lead pages. I didn't even know that someone was using their own URL there, your lead pages URL, so didn't see that. Let's take a look here. All right, again, your logo's too big here. I love this. This is exciting. This is so far the most gripping content we've had for pet owners. I don't like your headline. I think that your headline needs to be more something like your dog might have an ear infection and you don't even know it, or something like that. I think you need some bolding. I think you need a little bit more content down here, or to make this image a little smaller. But I love this article. This is so far the most engaging article. Boom, call to action. Take a look. Okay, that is horrifying wherever I just went. You definitely don't want to run your traffic here. Okay, you definitely don't want to link to some random ugly website, although it's a veterinarypartner.com. God, it's so funny. This is like, they haven't updated this thing since like '87. This is like the first website ever built on the internet. Yeah, don't link out. You need some more bolding, and you need a transition into your offer higher up. I mean, you only have one link here, linking directly over to it on Amazon.com. Yeah, I mean, this is lovely. This is lovely, but you need a transition higher up. Let's take a look at how many words you're running. See what you got going here. Yeah, 1,500 words. It's a little too long. Articles just should have too much content. But look, people in their pets are such a great market. You might as well run it and see what happens. I can tell that. I don't know if it's the same dog. It looks like, so I guess that's your dog. Cute dog. And this looks like it's an actual picture of you. How adorable. Oh my goodness. Is that you, Vicky, on the left there with your dog? If it is, this is amazing. Okay. Someone's saying ideal number of words on the page. Well, we're finding that about 750 words is working really well. So There's not really an ideal number, but you look at all the proactive articles and they're much shorter. So John says, do you want me to change the copy so that my Dipsy Doodle page doesn't reflect yours so much? No, I think that's fine, but I think that you ended up basically writing a I don't mind that you used. I expect anytime I show an example that everyone is going to use it. Just sort of one of the costs of doing business. That like my makeup tips article has been ripped off like a million times now. I see alerts popping up on Google. So sort of the cost of doing business for me. And I don't mind because I'm also getting paid to share my results, and so I understand what comes with that, which is that people will copy it, and I'm not betrayed or upset by that. What I am worried about is your ability to take that copy and turn it into something that's relevant for your business and get it to convert. You're in my Pinterest course, and what I want is for you to have a successful business. My businesses are very successful. I've got the ability to write great new ad copy. I'm doing fine, so I'm okay with that. But I do think that maybe you need to work on that a little bit more so that it's more congruent with your business so that it converts a little better for you. That's all. I'm not sure what you mean by that there, Kevin. Take a look here. Another article from Christopher. Nice looking article. I don't think you really want this honey image here. I think a lot of people had the honey image. I don't know if that's so relevant. I want to get yourself another image. Again, these headlines just aren't super strong. Your headline and subheadline are really important, and I like the your glass bakeware could explode on you at any minute. I think that you need to make that more prominent. Looks like those are meant to link somewhere, but they don't yet. Perhaps you just don't have your links in place yet. Or maybe your link redirects aren't working. Let's take a look at how long your article, because your article seems pretty dense. I wonder if you can say all this stuff in less words. Again, less is more when it comes to content online right now. People just don't read all that much. Okay, 900 words. I think you could probably cut that down a little bit, right? I think you could cut down, you probably cut out that whole sentence and just say, every household in the United States is using glass cookware. I think you could cut out a lot of this content. I like this varied text. That works really well. You've got nice bolding. You've got nice different varied sizes of texts. You've got nice image usage. And then I think that you can do a better transition into your pitch. So Bullrex, and this obviously needs to be linked. Yeah, you need to link all this stuff up. Yeah, I like this. I would definitely run this. I think this is a good one, but I think your headline needs help, and your subheadline needs help, and you need to see if you can make this less dense. It's too dense. It's too much, just a little too dense. See if you can make it less words, say the same stuff, and get yourself over to that pitch. But I like the transition into the pitch, and it's a nice looking article, and you've got a nice video there, and you need more. You obviously need to fill out that footer and get a couple more links in here, but that's definitely runnable. Good articles, guys. Really good stuff happening here. Someone says, thanks for your honesty. Yeah, look, I don't want to be mean, I just want to tell you what I think is actually going to help you. Okay, Bren has a book suggestion for anyone who's trying to come up with article ideas to be a better copywriter. Made to Stick, such a great book, actually. I do know about this book. Good book. I think I may even have suggested it. All right. Carol's asking for Amazon results. You know, the business that we're running directly to Amazon through our associate, or asked me to show my Amazon Associates account. I can't really show that one, but basically, I can. You know, if you want to ping me privately, Carol, I can show you how to look at that stuff. It's pretty easy to see the results. Now, the problem with Amazon Associates is they're not actually accurate. Unfortunately, right? So you don't actually know. What we do find is that they track some of the sales, and then we end up seeing a huge spike in our conversion rate because Amazon loves, and our rankings, traffic from outside of Amazon. They freaking love it. I know some guys right now running YouTube traffic from outside of Amazon at a loss, but getting such increases in their rankings that they don't care. Do you funnel people who buy on Amazon into a customer's list? If so, how do you accomplish this? The only way you can get people off of Amazon is through a package insert or a postcard. Package insert is the easiest way to do that. So I think that's probably, you know, otherwise you can't really get access to your Amazon customers. And if people are telling you, I can make your Amazon customers turn into email addresses, and then you can spam those people, you know, go right ahead, and then if you ever get caught, you're done. And is it worth your business? Probably not, you know. So I don't think that you should do that. But you know me, I'm super careful, right? I don't build these 7- and 8-figure businesses to do shady stuff and have them potentially get taken away from me because I did something stupid. So I think that you know, I really care about what I build. I care about my customers. I care about doing things by the rules and building things the right way. And so I don't really do that. But you know, there are people out there who are teaching it, and there's ways to do it. And if you want to be that aggressive, I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to recommend against it. But obviously, it's your business, and I will still be here to support you in any way I can. What do you think about also having a compelling email capture on the pre-sale page, and the user gets a download of the PDF in case the page doesn't convert? At least you're having their email later for marketing. Yeah, you know, we talked about that in one of the modules, collecting the email address on the pre-sale page. I think it's a great idea. Totally. Is there an ideal font size? 14-point font works really, really well. And here we are, 1 hour into the Pin Commerce bonus training session. I've gotten through all of your questions. So thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate you being in Pin Commerce Beta. Bye.